Still pitching over there. I think they're, yeah, I think we're good.
We're good?
Mm-hmm.
You're up.
Sure.
These are your people, Travis?
Yeah. Might be a couple more coming, but who knows?
Y'all still hanging in? Who's excited? All right. I apologize. 12 seconds. I thought you did awesome. All right, guys. We still got some coming in. Ladies and gentlemen, seatbelts and adjusted bifocals. From the birthplace of the Etch and Dum Suckers, it's clear bright and let's introduce our kind of toys, but our kind of talents. Enter Dr. Travis Ziglar, the eye doctor who said, why are you so reckless? Why you gaze on the vast horizon of Amazon? He traded in eye exams for eye and now he's a visionary behind making sure your head costs are as slim as those dum-dum sticks. Orlando, the world is on selling for a whole new lens to the enlightened entertaining and ever ambitious Dr. Ziglar. Hold on to your bubble guys. It's about to get optimally in here. Let's stand up together and round of applause.
Thank you. Thank you, Sean. Or do I thank Sean or do I thank ChatGPT for that one? Moses wrote that one. All right. Well, thank you, Moses. That was good. I liked it. So today I'm going to be going over how I'm getting 200 email leads per day and then converting them into Amazon sales. Now, full disclosure, this is a strategy I started in 2017, and I sold this company in 2021, and we were still doing this until the corporation that we sold it to shut it down. And I'll show you the results of what happens when you shut this machine down. And then we're also doing this inside my agency now. And my agency, we're getting about 20 to 30 to 40 leads per day using this strategy. Depends on how much we're spending on Facebook ads or not. And I don't have to get as many leads in that because the ticket value is higher, obviously, than an Amazon product. So it's going to be in 5 simple steps. We're going to talk about a landing page, your traffic strategy, capturing an email, retargeting, and then I'm going to bring it all together at the end for you guys to just help you tie it up. But this is a strategy that you guys could go home and implement literally within the next like 30 minutes. Especially with ChatGPT and Jasper and all the AI tools out there. This whole strategy for one landing page used to take me 4 weeks to do. It now takes me about 5 minutes to do. So that's the power of technology that we're in today. And like I said, we've been doing this since 2017. This is the proof. We started it actually in January of 2016, it looks like, but we really got into this strategy in 2017. And you can see our traffic. This is sessions on Shopify. On our Shopify store and our blog, and you can see it got up to about 140,000, up to about 150,000 towards the peak. And that arrow is right when the parent company shut it down. And then you can see our traffic strategy dropped dramatically, and it also corresponded with a 20% drop in revenue on Amazon, but they still won't let me turn it back on. Later on, I didn't put this in here, but later on, they let me turn it back on a little bit, and our revenue went back up 20%, and our leads started coming in again. So who am I? I'm Dr. Travis Ziglar. My mission in business is to be an impact maker. I want to help you guys impact or 10x your purpose, your profits, and your freedom. I am actually an optometrist. So when they say doctor, I'm actually a doctor. And I practiced for about 7 years. I'm the founder and CEO of Profitable Pineapple Ads. I founded iLove, but we sold that in 2021. I have a lifetime sales of around $30 million online. That's with my agency and my online iLove. And these are the numbers I'm most proud of, though. And so these are the numbers I've donated to charity every single year. And I show that to you because I want to inspire you guys to donate more. My mission in my business is that 10x your purpose, profits, and freedom. And I want to collectively help people donate over $100 million to charity. So that's kind of my big goal in business, is to help you guys realize that this isn't about you. It's about who you can impact. And so that's why I put those numbers up there, because I want to inspire you guys. All right, so let's go over part 1. So the landing page. Whenever you're starting a business, you always want to think about who you serve. Are you figuring out a problem? Does your product figure out, or does it solve a problem? You always have to be thinking, how are you going to get somebody out of hell or get somebody to heaven? Get somebody out of pain or get somebody to pleasure? Health, wealth are the 2 big ones that we focus on. And wealth, obviously, with the agency, and health with my other brand. We're helping people solve dry eye. And then also relationships, but I don't touch that part. But so always think about who you're serving and how are you trying to get them out of hell, or how do you try to solve their problem? That's what your product does. And if your product doesn't solve a problem, then you don't really have a business, you just have a commodity, or you're just selling something else. So just keep that in mind. You always want to be solving a problem and thinking about who you serve. So for iLove, we helped postmenopausal females get out of debilitating pain that dry eyes can cause them by teaching them healthier habits and how to use healthier products that we, of course, sold. We sold organic products. Our big stance was against pharmaceutical companies. We said you didn't need prescriptions, you don't need eye drops, you need these natural remedies, and I have products here to solve it. For profitable pineapples, we're impact makers. I want to help you 10x your purpose, profits, and freedom. And then, like I talked about earlier, we want to drive exponential growth for purpose-driven e-commerce brands and collectively donate $100 million to transformative causes. So we actually help brands start their nonprofit as well and help them donate to their nonprofit and kind of lift both of them together. So what are the problems that people with dry eye suffer from? Postmenopausal females. They have dry eyes, they have blepharitis. That's just a fancy term for inflamed eyelids. They have inflamed eyelids. They have styes, which are just eyelid bumps, also called hordeolums. They lose work. They have painful, irritated eyes, dry, flaky eyelids, and eyelids that are stuck shut. So what about profitable pineapple ads? Unprofitable or profitable pineapple ads, our agency, unprofitable ads, loss of rank, decreased sales, decreased profit, increased ad costs, lack of understanding of Amazon PPC, and no time to focus on their advertising. And so what we do is we build a blog post. So we have this list of problems that our product solves, and we're just going to pick one of those to build a blog post around and focus around the problem that our product solves. So let me show you how we do that. So we wrote down a list of problems. So I showed you that a couple slides ago, dry eyes, blepharitis. So we just have this list of problems. And then what we'll do is we'll take that and put it into Google Keyword Planner. And inside Google Keyword Planner, so by the way, I am going to talk really fast, and hopefully we'll have Q&A at the end. But this was a 50-minute presentation that I was told 3 days ago that it has to be 30 minutes. So I was like, okay, we'll consolidate this down. So we go into Google Keyword Planner, and we type in those words, and it comes up with a search. And so what we're looking for here is just a high monthly search volume, which is this column. If you've never spent $1 on Google Ads, just spend $1 and you'll get access to more data. Because if you just have a free account, it just gives you generic data. But average monthly search volume, we're looking for a low competition. But the most important part is how much are you going to be paying? And so you can see that one is 5 cents to 40 cents. And this one, 61,000. Medium competition, $1.70 to $5. So this is the one I'm going to go with, and it's blepharitis. So 200,000 people a month are searching for blepharitis, which is a big problem, inflamed eyelids. It's a lot of searches per day. And I can probably get traffic for 5 cents a click. So I'll show you some results of this here in just a little bit. So then what I do is I'll go over to your favorite AI platform. We use Jasper. Jasper, I just like it better for creating content because it doesn't create content as like the highest collegiate level possible, like ChatGPT. And then when you tell it to dumb it down, it goes to like a 3-year-old level. So Jasper is good because you can actually program it to make your voice. And you can do that in ChatGPT too, but it's just a button you click, and it's analyzed all my blog posts that I've ever written, and it knows my voice. And so then I can tell it to write me an 1,000-word blog post on the topic, 5 ways to treat blepharitis in 2023 with an introduction, middle, and conclusion with reference. And then you can do this in the style of a doctor explaining it to a 5th grader for our target demographic, postmenopausal females. During the treatment section, make the first suggestion, my product I sell on Amazon, Mediviz eyelid wipes. Also discuss whatever else you want to discuss in there as well. So this used to take us 4 weeks because we'd have to find a writer, hire a writer. We used to write them ourselves, but you hire a writer, come back, it'd be terrible. Then you'd have to go back and forth for a while. And now they write a perfect article in, 30 seconds? So this was the big part. So using AI to write your article, here's your article, what it looks like. And you can see it talks about my products down there with links to Amazon. And those links will be attribution links. I'll talk about that in a little bit. And then we try to create a catchy title for this. And so listicles are my favorite. Listicles are just an odd number with a superlative word and then the keyword. And that's the title. So 5 best, a superlative word is just like best, worst, amazing, simple. And so 5 best treatments for blepharitis. That's not FDA compliant. I'm not going over that today, but that's just an example. So 5 best Amazon PPC strategies. You can also do question titles. So what is blepharitis? Those don't tend to convert as much, but if you're doing an overall blog strategy, that can be helpful for your blog. So here's a couple examples. 3 simple step guide to blepharitis treatment, 7 best ways to detox your body, 7 worst foods for paleo. I'll do 3 best ways to avoid hair loss. I'll do a couple people in the audience here. But those are some examples of things that you could do. So here's some examples of PPC, 7 top tips for Amazon PPC, 3 reasons why you should be using Amazon DSP, and then what is Amazon PPC. And then there's some examples of dry eye. So 5 best blepharitis eye masks, 5 best blepharitis eyelid cleansers. And number 1 in all those things is my product. Number 2 is sometimes my product. Number 3 is sometimes my product. Sometimes it's all of the whole product. So we had a really good article that went really well. It was Dr. Jenna, my wife is also an eye doctor, her eyelid routine for dry eyes. And it was literally every single step was our product. And it didn't start that way. It started with just one product. And then we recommended other people's products. And then we saw what else sold in that article. And that was our next product, whatever sold second best. And then the next product, that was what was sold third best. And so that's how we came out with new product ideas. That's how we launched new products, because literally we saw number 1 was selling 40 units from this article, and number 2 was selling 30 units from this article. And then we were selling somebody else's product. We just filled ours in whenever it was out. And you could launch very quickly with 0 reviews because it's coming from a warm traffic lead on an external website. And then you're also getting the external juice as well. Is this all making sense so far? Yes. Okay, cool. All right, so here's some examples. 4 simple steps for flaky, itchy, red skin around your eyes. 5 best eye makeup removers for dry, sensitive skin. These are old, by the way. 6 reasons why sleeping in your makeup is making you look older. And then this is what an article looks like. It's pretty easy. So this is the evening routine I just talked about. Dr. Jenna's evening routine for dry eye. Number 1, wet your closed eyelids with a splash of water. We obviously don't have a product there. But number 2, use an oil-based eye makeup remover, such as Hydrate Eye Makeup Remover. Alternatively, you can use the eyelid wipes. Number 3, wash your face with tea tree oil soap. And so we had a bar soap, we had a liquid soap. And then number 4, whoop, did I lose number 4? Okay, I lost number 4 and 5, but it was 2 other steps that involved our products. And you'd be shocked with how many people would buy every single product on this list. And we used to have to do this with Amazon associate links and track it manually. Now we have tools such as like external attributes or attribution insights. Pixel Me is another one that you can actually use those to track them a lot easier now and not just manually like we used to. All right, so this is what we're going to be going over today, and that is where we are right now. So we have 4 more steps to get to the end of this. So let me see where I'm at right now. Okay. All right, so I'm going to fly through this one because most of you guys know how to create attribution links, and you guys know the importance of it. External traffic to Amazon increases your organic rank. It'll increase your sales, of course. And just pushing external traffic, even though the conversion rate is lower, it will be 1 to 3% versus like Amazon PPC traffic, which is going to convert at higher, like 20 to 30 to 40%. Even though that conversion rate is lower, you're still going to get a boost in organic rank because you're sending outside traffic. And Amazon loves that. They love that you're sending them customers because they know their lifetime value. And they know that if they can get you to send them a customer, they're going to sell them on Prime, and they're going to sell them more and more products. So I'm going to fly through this one just because I want to get through this. Just one note, when you're making your external links, if you're doing it inside of, or when you're making your attribution links, make sure you add all on this page. Don't just do the product you're trying to sell, because if it backflows and they buy any of your other products, you'll get credit for that too. So make sure when you're making it, you add all on this page. That's one of the key things I just want you to take away from that. But I'm not going to show you how to, oh, there's 4 and 5. I don't know how I got pushed all the way down. All right, so far we have a blog post with attribution links going over to our Amazon listing. I like to go direct to product display page. Storefront didn't convert as well for us, and so we always went direct to product display page. All right, so this first part, what I want you to do is just think about all the problems that your product solves. Write down as many as you can. Research those keywords on Google Keyword Planner. Write your article with AI, make your attribution link, and post your blog. It's literally that simple. This should take you 5 to 10 minutes. The biggest thing is writing as many problems down as you can. If you don't know what problems your product solves, ask your customers. I called over 2,000 customers one year just to ask them how I could help them more. And the insights I gained from that were incredible because that's what I used in all my marketing copy after that. All right, part 2. So traffic. You have a blog post. It doesn't magically get traffic, just like your Amazon listing doesn't magically get traffic. So you have to drive traffic to it. And I am a big Google Ads guy. It's one of my favorite things to do. And what you're going to be doing is you're going to be driving. This is your objective, your campaign objective, what you're going to be doing for, and how you're going to maximize, or how the conversion metric is going to be. It's going to be maximizing clicks, a search campaign, and website traffic. I'm going to walk you through this, but I wanted to just show you this in a brief summary. And I want to show you that this was in 2021, the year that I sold the company, before they shut me down. Actually, you can see slightly where they shut me down and then got it back going. But we sent over 640,000 clicks through Google Ads to our website. And that's just through Google Ads. What happens though is as people visit your website through Google Ads and they stay there a long time and they start clicking through to other links on your website, is you start to rank organically as well. And so your SEO boosts as well. And then you'll start getting organic traffic through time as well. I don't like waiting for organic traffic. It takes too long. And so I like to push traffic through this. So we had 5.1 million impressions, 640,000 clicks at an average cost per click of 12 cents. So for 12 cents, I was getting clicks to my blog to read an article about my product. And so I don't know if anybody else has seen 12 cents a click, but I've actually lowered this since then. I can't show you the data from now because it's not my company anymore, unfortunately. So this was my best running article. For our ad, we were getting a 44% click-through rate. A good click-through rate for an ad is about 5 to 10% on Google. And so 44%, it's because we are obsessed with, we do this on Amazon, we do this on Google, single keyword ad campaigns. It's where your keyword matches your ad, which matches your article. So everything is very in sync across everything. And so this one is for styes. So the keyword is sty. The ad is how to get rid of a sty. The article is how to get rid of a sty. And so everything lines up perfectly. So it leads to a high click-through rate, a high interaction rate, and it leads to interaction rates and click-through rates of 44%. And when I meant interaction rate, I meant on the blog post, they actually read it all because it's relevant. So they stay on your page longer, which then drives down your cost per click. So you can see on this article, I'm getting 6 cents a click. And the conversion rate on this article is like 5 to 6%. So they're clicking from Google Ads, from Google, to my blog, to Amazon to buy. I'm getting a 5% conversion rate on that, which is really high on this because it's external traffic at 6 cents a click. So I'm getting 11,000 clicks. This is per week. 11,000 clicks per week for $700. All on a blog post that then goes over to Amazon to buy. So by the time they buy the product and you get that 10% back, your ads are paid for. It's crazy how well this works. But it has to be very granular. Don't throw a bunch of keywords into a Google ad and expect it to work. One keyword per campaign to a blog post about that keyword, and then that's how you get that interaction rate high. You can see that one below it, 10%, which is still really good. And so Google's rewarding me with that one at 7 cents click, but we couldn't scale that one as high, you can see. All right, so website traffic when you're in Google Ads to a search campaign, and then set your daily budget to whatever you want. Scale these to the moon if you can, but start small. Start small. Start with $5. I put 20 on here, but start small, and you want to maximize for clicks. I don't know if you guys can see that at the bottom over there, but start small. Make a bunch of these. Make 10 of these at $5 per day budget. The ones that aren't working, turn them off. The ones that are working, scale them up. Double it to $10, and then to 20, and then to 40. So scale them up slowly, but start small. Make small bets, then go all in. Not going to go over any of this. That's just different features. And then when I go to enter the keywords, I like to do exact and phrase match. So you can see single keyword ad campaigns. Those are the only 2 keywords I'm going after for a blepharitis article. And then you can see over here to the right, I'll make it bigger. Weekly clicks of $1,100, or 1,100 clicks for $594 for an average CPC of about 53 cents. as your ad starts performing and your article starts performing, that CPC goes way down. So that Sty article started at around 26 cents, and it dropped all the way to 6 cents, 7 cents, somewhere around there. And then what I do is I like to go to ChatGPT or Jasper to write my headlines. I will say, write me 20 headlines for Google Ads limited to 30 characters for my article, 5 ways to treat blepharitis in 2023, and I will put the entire article, and it will write me 20 headlines. And so I use these. Again, not FDA compliant, so don't copy these. And then I'll do the same thing for descriptions. Write me 10, you only need 4, but write me 10 descriptions for Google Ads limited to 90 characters for my blog post, and then I'll put the blog post in again. It's that simple to make a Google Ad. So again, Google Ads Creative used to take an hour because you're trying to think of different headlines to spit up or to spin off, and it's a lot of work. And then here it all is for you in 10 seconds. And so these are what these ads look like. And Kevin, you just talked about click-through rate, and we were talking about it a little bit before I came on. You can actually add images to these now, and that will increase your click-through rate by 2 to 5% as well. So this is my nonprofit, so you can't add images to nonprofits. All right, so just tracking, what we do for tracking is we just track Google Ads and how many sales you get on Amazon through the attribution link, and that's it. It's that simple. And we usually go for about a 1 to 2 ROAS or higher. Because you have to remember that this is external traffic, so it's going to convert lower, it's going to cost a little bit more, but it should increase your organic rank significantly as a result. So this is one that sucks, 0.83 ROAS. We try to optimize that one. Here's ones that are doing okay. They're doing between 1 and 2, so 193, 171, and 167 is the ROAS for all 3 of these. So again, we're trying to optimize these, but they may just not work. And then you occasionally have ones that do really well. So this one's doing 5.92 return on ad spend. So every dollar I'm putting in, I'm getting $5.92 back out. And the scaling is limited on these. And so that's why you make multiple ones. But you scale it as much as you can first, and then you make a new one once it can't scale anymore. Here's one for 545 ROAS, 756. So when you start to optimize these, what we like to do is if you're not profitable, you're maximizing for clicks. And so what Google does is it tries to get you the most clicks possible to your blog for the cheapest cost within your budget. And so if you're not profitable, what we do is we look at your cost per click of what you're spending on average, and we just set a max CPC in Google. And so let's say you're spending 7 cents like that one post was, or that one ad was, we'll then set a max CPC to 5 cents if it wasn't profitable. If it is profitable, leave it, scale up the ads. So start increasing your budget. If you're not getting impressions, you're usually not approved and you're not relevant. So those single keyword ad campaigns that we talked about are crucial when it comes to relevance. Because if you're not relevant, Amazon won't show you, but Google won't show you either. If you're getting impressions but no clicks, redo your ads. Because again, there's a disconnect. And then if you're running out of budget but hitting your ROAS goals, I hope I don't have to tell a room full of entrepreneurs that if you're hitting your budget, hitting your ROAS goals and you're running out of budget, just increase your budget. And then if you're getting lots of clicks but no sales, rewrite your blog. So your blog isn't persuasive enough to sell the product. So make sure that you're not just taking the ChatGPT blog and putting it up on your website. Make sure you're adding some persuasion to it. And you can tell ChatGPT to do that. You can say, make it more persuasive, and it will keep reiterating. All right, so action items for this part is build that one blog out that we talked about, and then start the Google ad. But I want you to know that out of 10 of these, 6 out of 10 will fail and fall flat on their face, kind of like that guy. 3 out of 10 will do okay, and then 1 will go absolutely nuts. And those are the ones you scale big. So $5 bids, or $5 budget to start. Start small, place small bets, and then go all in once you find one. How long? Usually you can see it in 7 days. Because in 7 days, you spent $35, and you'll get quite a few clicks for that. And so you'll be able to see pretty quickly. Try to optimize, of course, but usually you'll find one that will go nuts. Your product is very good for this strategy. It can be very good. Okay, so here we are. Google Ads to blog to Amazon. That's where we're at right now. This is it. That's all you need to do. If you guys want to drive external traffic to your Amazon listing, you can go Google Ads directly to Amazon, of course, or you can do Google Ads to a blog post and then to Amazon, just like this. This is all you need to do. You don't have to worry about anything else. But if you want to turn it into a perpetual sales machine that doesn't rely on just on Google Ads, we'll then go into the next step, which is capturing their email. You want to focus on getting the sale first and then getting their email second. And what you want to do is simply just add a pop-up that is so good that they can't refuse. They can't refuse you to give them their email address. You want to do this with curiosity and determine what to give away. So if you go to my website, we give away a free Amazon PPC masterclass. And I say that it's better than any paid course out there because it is. And people tell me all the time that it's better than any paid course out there because I believe it is. And we give that away for free because we want their email address. And this is how we get 20 to 40 email addresses a day inside our agency. Now, for our I Love brand, we gave away my free Rethinking Dry Eye Treatment book. It was a completely different book around dry eye treatment that they didn't hear from doctors. It was 210 pages. It was not a short book. It was a real book that we had published. And people gave us their email for that. And that's how we were getting 200 emails a day, because we were doing it by sheer volume. We were sending so much traffic to our Shopify store that at a 3 to 5% conversion rate on email collection, you're getting 200 emails a day. So this will not start out 200 emails a day for you. That took us 2 to 3 to 4 to 5 years to get to, but you just got to get started today. And then eventually you'll be getting 1 email a day, and then 2 emails a day, and then 10, and then 100. And so it just builds up slowly over time, just like any other business. And that's the trap we fall into as business owners in this space, is we've seen exponential growth, that this slow, steady growth that actually is sustainable, we're too impatient for it. So here's some examples. The Rethinking Dry Eye Treatment book, free Amazon PPC class. If you're in the weight loss space, 5 foods to eat for reducing belly fat. Wealth building, 5 money-making mistakes you're making. Acid reflux, 5 foods that are making your acid reflux worse. So and also you can like have curiosity hooks. So how many times have you guys been on like a financial wealth blog and it's like 5 money mistakes you're making? Put your email in today, and you're just like, well, what the hell am I making? What mistakes am I making? So I have to put it in. That's what you have to think like. And so if you're trying a Rethinking Dry Eye Treatment book and it's not working, try the 5 mistakes you're making with your dry eye treatment. So just think about how you can create curiosity to make them want to put their email address in. So there's my free Amazon PPC masterclass. I have a little banner at the bottom that says, do you want to double your sales on Amazon? Put your email address in and click yes. And then the email flow, I'm going to go through this briefly, but the first email should always be the giveaway, what you promised to give them. And then just greet them and tell them a little bit about your story of how you created what you created. My call to action for this is not to click any links, except for the free Amazon PPC masterclass, but I want them to respond to me, because when you get a response, it marks you as safe in the servers of Google and Apple. So you'll show up more in the inbox and not the promotions and social tab. So really make sure more promotions tab, but make sure you ask for a reply. The second one, I talk about where I came from in my epiphany moment. So how did I have the epiphany moment to learn the strategy that I teach on Amazon PPC? I was in a seminar just like this, and I was in the audience of 2,000 people. I'm watching Cherie Yvette on stage. If you guys have never heard of her, she's amazing. And I just had this aha moment because she explained it so metaphorically that nobody else in the audience understood it. And I was all excited. And my wife looked at me and she's like, why are you so excited? I was like, that's it. That's how you do Amazon PPC. And she's like, I didn't understand a thing. And I was like, that's even better. Nobody else understands it. And so that was my epiphany moment for PPC. Call to action, reply. What do you do and who's it for? So what do I do and why do I do it? Call to action is to reply. Just let me know that you're in. Let me know if you're ready for this, something like that. And then how do you do it? You ask for the sale finally if you have that sale. So you want them to get to know you first, kind of start that dialogue, and then ask them for a sale. It doesn't have to be a hard sell though. You can just be like, hey, here, this is what we do. If it's for you, come apply here. So our agency is application only, so that's when we ask for, if you want to apply to work with us, if you're doing over $50,000 a month, apply here. And then follow us on other platforms. So if you have a YouTube channel, Facebook group, and then how did you learn it? I actually give a shout out to Cherie. She has her own agency, and you'd think that's like a competitor of mine, but I actually give them a link to where I learned it from her, because I believe in the pie is infinitely big. And then we send them into a drip sequence. So as I write these blogs, I put it into my drip sequence. And I drip this sequence out every couple days. So in my agency, I do it every Wednesday and Friday, and then we write other emails Monday, Tuesday, Thursday. So every Wednesday, Friday, they're getting something from our drip sequence that we've just added over time. Because every time you write a new blog post, you add to the drip sequence, and it just builds up into this perpetual sales machine that keeps you in front of them all the time. And then Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, we write emails those days and actually send them out. So we're in front of our audience every single day except for weekends, because entrepreneurs tend to take the weekends off, believe it or not. So we just saw our click-through rates, or open rates and click-through rates decline in email. So that's why we only limit it to weekdays. Is all this making sense so far still? You guys still with me? Cool? Valuable? Yeah? Cool. So when you start to get those click-through rates, or when people start to reply to you, this is the open rates and click-through rates that you can get. So our first email, I said don't put a link in there except it goes to our course. So a 46% open rate with a 13.5% click-through rate, and that's over 10,000 sends. And you can just see our open rate stays consistently high. This is our social group, and obviously, I think it's because it's got a Facebook link in it, so it goes to the social or promotions tab more. So that's why the open rate's not as high. But you can see those open rates stay high. And this is my account the last 90 days. So 45% open rate, 1.63% click-through rate, and we've sent 558,000 emails. And so we have that because we ask for replies all the time. And I always invoke, I create curiosity to get them to reply back to want something. So like instead of like, I do this still, I say like, click over here to watch this YouTube video. I'll say, if you want more information about how I launch products on Amazon, reply back and I'll send you the video. And then they'll reply back and I'll just send them the video then. It's more manual, yes, but it's not like I'm getting thousands of responses. It's like maybe 100, but that 100 is highly engaged. And so we just launched a coaching program. It's gonna be 12,000 a year. And we launched it 2 weeks ago, and I had 75 applicants within 3 days. And we literally filled it up within like 3 days, because we're only doing 10 to 15 people. And it's because I constantly ask for replies. So whatever you train your list to do, they're going to do. If you train them to click a lot, they're going to click a lot. If you train them to reply back, they'll be looking to reply back. And so just keep that in mind whenever you're building your email list. I like replies back. And then what else can you do? You can create a gathering place. You can post to a community. You can write blogs and post it to the community. You can record and post videos. You can go live in your community. Just continually email them at least once a week. Like I said, I do it daily. But the key thing here is to serve them and focus around that problem that your product solves. And if you keep focusing around the problem, you become the authority in that space. People look up to you in that space, and then they're going to hire you or buy your product as a result of that. So just keep that in mind. Just keep serving them and give and give and give and give. You guys have probably heard Gary Vaynerchuk talk about give, 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 jab or whatever. Just keep giving. Don't worry about the jab. The jab will come. They'll want to give you money eventually. And so ask less and give more. So Google to a blog post, and we're now trying to get their email address. And then in those emails, we're getting them back to our blog post. Because remember I talked about the drip sequence at the end? Every time we write a blog, we add it to the drip sequence in the email sequence. And so it's getting more people back to the blog, creating more traffic to your website, increasing your SEO on Google, creating more traffic. And so it's this perpetual sales machine, this flywheel, if you will, that it takes a little while to get rolling, but once it gets rolling, it then starts rolling downhill, and then you can't stop it really. So for this part, build a pop-up to get their email, but try to create curiosity. Give something away that's of value. Make it that it's a no-brainer for them to say, to give you their email address. And then build out your email flow. You can use ChatGPT for that too. But again, start typing your story and just have them rewrite it for you. That's what we do. Actually, no, I wrote these a long time ago, but you can do that. You can say like, this is my story, and write me an email for it. Add blogs to your email flow as you make them, and then serve them, don't spam them. And then you can retarget them on Meta, Google Ads, or YouTube. So when they're on your blog, you can then get a retargeting link to retarget them with Google Display Ads, with Facebook, with YouTube. You can retarget them to get them back on, because they're reading this article on how to get rid of a sty while they're in line at the grocery store, and it's their turn in 3 turns, but all of a sudden it's their turn and they're only halfway through the article. So they put their phone away and put it in their pocket and they forget about it. But then they're on Facebook later that night and oh, the article pops back up. So then they click on it again and go read it again and then go buy the product. All right, so this is the entire thing. So blog posts, traffic from Google, re-engage them with email, re-engage them with Meta, and then send them to Amazon to buy. And then you can take any of these. You can go email then direct to Amazon. You can go Google Ads direct to Amazon and Meta direct to Amazon. And then it just creates this external traffic moat around your Amazon listing that when you go out of stock, you can shut it all down. And when you come back in stock, you can turn it all back on and you'll go right back up in the organic rank. But you have to make sure you have a good quality product that has good reviews. That's the key. All right, so persistence. Repeat these steps over and over again. Build raving fans, drive unlimited external traffic to Amazon, build a well-trafficked blog, build a brand, build a money-making machine. That is the key with this. And it starts out slow, but it takes off. And trust me, if you do this, it will change your life. It changed mine. I built 5 multi-million-dollar brands with this strategy in 5 drastically different spaces, kind of. 4 of them on Amazon, 1 in the agency world. And I've repeated this for multiple clients as well. And so it works. It works incredibly well as long as you solve a problem. So make sure you're solving a problem and not just coming out with another. I hate product research. I think product research is way overdone. If you focus on a person, you'll make a lot more money. This is what it looks like. If you do it 1 blog a month, that's it. So 1 blog a month, I know that's 9, but 12 just looked funny. So 1 blog a month, and then if you did 1 blog a week, it'd look like this. So imagine how much traffic that creates externally to your Amazon listing, to your blog, to your email list, and everything, and how much you gather from that. That is my email. Dr. Travis at profitablepineapple.com. Feel free to email me any questions. And I showed you my beautiful family photo from before, and that's the Instagram-worthy one. This is actually what was really happening during that day. All right, any questions? Brian? Yeah, sure. All right. Blog, I use my Shopify store. Simple as that. But now for the agency, we actually have 5 websites that we use on WordPress. So we have a Holistic Health HQ, Best for Your Home, just depends on the product. We have Best or Home Office HQ, and then I think that's it. So yeah, WordPress and Shopify for that. Google Ads, obviously, we just use Google Ads. Meta, same thing, obvious. We use Klaviyo for e-commerce brands, and then we use ConvertKit for the agency. For pop-ups, we use OptiMonk, which is very expensive now. A cheaper version is HelloBar. HelloBar is Neil Patel's software. And then, like I said, you can use Pixelme or external attributes for like the attribution link, but we still go direct to Amazon. It's just what we like to do. Yeah. What's that? So it's for my agency. So we have 50 clients-ish, 50 to 70, depending on what service. And we have 5 blogs because one's a health blog, one's a home blog, one's an office blog. I'm missing one, I can't think of it though. But yeah, that's why we do that. But for you as a brand owner, 1 blog. And it can be your Shopify store. Because then you can retarget them back to your products. Yeah?
So you would create a separate website for this blog, you can just put it in your store?
Don't make it complicated. You can, yes. But I just used it in my store. So what I'd say is test it. So test it on your Shopify store or whatever your platform is for your shopping cart. And the reason I don't keep them on Shopify to buy is because your conversion rate's like 1 to 3%. Amazon, it's like 30 to 40%. And so get them over there. Now, if you're struggling with reviews, like if your reviews are low on Amazon and your reviews are high on Shopify, keep them on Shopify because your conversion rate might be higher. So you might just want to split test that. But test it. We do both. So we have a company that I have equity in, and they're in the GERD space, acid reflux. And so we have the main Shopify blog, and then we have, it's called the GERD Chef, and it's a blog all about recipes. But I consider that blog to be a distraction for them, and they never listen to me when I talk about that blog. But it's one of those things that it does work, but keep it simple. Simplicity scales, complexity fails. Just keep that in mind whenever you're doing anything. The simpler you can make it.
saying before, what percentage of market budget do you think is allocated to these strategies versus their, Amazon PPC advertising?
Great question. So question was, what's the budget for this versus like Amazon PPC? Amazon sponsored products should be 80% of your marketing budget. Amazon sponsored products, this is not sponsored brands, this is not sponsored display. Sponsored products drives organic rank, it drives sales, and it drives cheap sales. That should be like the majority of your budget. But you have to allocate something to audience building. And so like I said, start small. Start with small bets of $5. So take 20% of your advertising budget to this, because it's external traffic, even if it doesn't convert, and you're building an asset, you're building an audience. We got a really high multiple for our business when we sold because we had 140,000 people on our email list. And we had 55,000 people on YouTube. And we had 23,000 people on a Facebook group, all around dry eye. We were called the Dry Eye Show. I mean, how exciting does that sound? Or we talked about dry eye, that's all we talked about. But we built it up because we solved a problem and it was an asset. And so take 20% of your marketing budget towards audience building and for this strategy, because it will pay off in the end in a higher multiple.
At the beginning, for the brand you sold, at that maturity, at that peak, where you feel like the 80-20.
Yeah. Sponsored products. Sponsored products. Hammer sponsored products. It makes so much money. So when people come into our agency for us to help them with Amazon PPC, it's because they're all over the place. And all we do is we focus on the 20% of products that are creating 80% of the results, and the 20% of search terms and ASINs that are creating 80% of the results. That's the only thing we do. That's the big secret. That's the Amazon PPC strategy, is focus on the 20% that's working, not the other. The problem is we want to focus on the 80% that's not working. And that's the problem, is it doesn't work because it's floundering. It's only selling 5 to 10 a day when we should be focusing on this one over here that's selling 100 to 150 a day. But we ignore that one because it's doing so well. But what if we put all our energy into that one? Could we get it up to 250 a day? So just take like 20% of your budget to put it towards experimental advertising. This isn't even experimental, it works. So, but we always experimented. We always come out with a new advertising platform every single quarter or every single 6 months, and then we cut the lowest one. So Taboola, Google ads, YouTube ads, Facebook ads, TikTok ads, Instagram ads. You just keep testing, and then you cut the lowest one. That make sense? Cool. Appreciate it.
Within that 80%, how much do you spend on automatic versus manual?
Yeah, great question. Mostly manual, but it depends on how much budget you have. So if you're unlimited budget, then I love exact campaigns, broad campaigns, and auto campaigns. But the key thing is our auto campaigns, I mean, we do single keyword ad campaigns in Amazon as well. Auto campaigns is just one per ASIN. So if you have, not you, but if you have like 10 products, you'd probably have like 3 auto campaigns for your top 2 to 3 products. And then you'd have broad campaigns and exact match campaigns that peel away from those to then create single keyword ad campaigns to scale those up. Does that make sense? Great question. Anything else? Yeah. That is a rumor. And no, so it's all about interaction and facts. So if people stay on your blog, regardless if it's written by AI or a human, Google's gonna like that. And so, yeah, that was a rumor that started, I think, right away, but it's not true. And you can still spin articles a little bit to make them appear more human. It's just all about interaction. How many times have you gone to a blog and be like, this blog sucks? And then you like bounce right off of it and go back. So Google looks at bounce rate. So how long are you on the blog? Are you clicking through the blog to go somewhere else? That's a big thing in Google. So with this strategy, they're going from Google to your blog post, and then they're clicking over to Amazon. And so the key is they're measuring the time that the person is in Google searching and then back in Google searching. So if they leave Google, click your ad, go to your blog post, they're in your blog post for 2 minutes, then they go over to Amazon, and then they're shopping for another 5 minutes, and then they go back to your blog post, and then back to Google. Like, how long did that process take? And the longer that process is, the higher you're going to rank in Google. the cheaper your ads are going to get because the interaction is so high. Does that make sense? Cool.
One more question.
Yeah.
Have you tried instead of emails collecting the numbers?
No. I had a text messaging list from people that order from me on Shopify, but I never tried.
Using that blog post, for example, instead of email.
Yeah, it's on my to-do list to implement in the Amazon PPC masterclass, and I mean, I watch Sean every day, text me 20 times a day, and like, man, I really need to get on the text messaging train. And I get a voicemail from you all the time too. No, it's brilliant. I need to do it. I've gotten 3 cents from you. I owe you that. Yeah.
On the beta, that's few examples of books that you use.
Yeah. So with Meta, what we do is target them with the exact blog post that they're on. So if they went from Google Ads to a blog post on how to get rid of a sty, the Meta ad's going to be how to get rid of a sty. And it's going to go back to that blog post to read it again. Because remember I was talking to you about they're on Google searching for a problem, they click the article, then they get distracted and put their phone away, and then they open their Facebook back up or Instagram, and they're looking and they're like, oh yeah, I was reading that article, and they'll click it again. Or what we'll do is we'll go straight from Meta to Amazon. And so that's this one. And so what we'll do is they're on an article on how to get rid of a sty. We talk about our eyelid wipes heavily in that one. So we'll advertise our eyelid wipes on Meta to go directly to Amazon. And we'll talk about, like, can't say sty. So you'd say like better eyelid health, very bad hook, but better eyelid health with eyelid wipes, and click over to Amazon.
Kind of customer acquisition you get is what products are you like recurring, repeat purchase products or one-time products?
Yeah, so my average order value was $70 in this brand, and my lifetime was $340. And so knowing that, I could spend a lot more. And so my cost per acquisition was usually around $40. And so we'd still make $30. And so we tried to scale that up faster, but when I sold my company, and that's just a whole nother story, but they kind of shut all that down because we were scaling it up quite a bit, and we sold strategically to be able to scale that even more, to pour gas on the fire, if you will. And yeah, we weren't able to do that because of that. But our cost per acquisition strategy overall, you could get this down quite a bit, but we were very aggressive with it. And so that's why it was up in the 40s to 50s, because we were consumables and we knew our first order was usually around 70. Lifetime was 340.
With non-repeat purchase type products, have you seen it work?
You have to be less aggressive. And so you have to think about profitability, and you have to watch your organic rank. And so make sure you're watching to make sure that it organically lifts you before you decide to scale it. So you try it out, and then if you don't see any organic lift and you're not seeing as many sales as you want, and it's unprofitable, then shut it down. But that's the key thing, is just watch for lift. But yeah, we've done this for other products as well. We had non-consumables as well, but those products were lead magnets to get them onto our consumables. So it's not my fault. They're asking questions.
I'm just letting, my job is letting you know, make it.
Yeah, okay. One more.
You always use Amazon as a purchasing platform?
Yes. Yeah. Like I said, Shopify is 1 to 3%. Even if you get it really good, it's 3%, maybe 4%. Amazon, we had 40% conversion. So it's just like, why not send them there? We even sent our emails, usually went to Amazon. We'd have sales and stuff. We usually did pre-Prime Day sales and pre-Cyber Monday sales. That would all go to Amazon. All right. Thank you all.